Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris from the Suburban Project. Just wanted to do a quick little update video, get everyone informed on the news of the current week, what will be coming up, and some of the stuff that's been going on. And we should probably start with the events of the last week. Last week was a huge week for us.
So much stuff!
So last week, Saturday, we actually played a late Christmas party for the University of Maryland women's basketball team, which was huge for us in terms of exposure, and it was actually really fitting to the atmosphere that we like to perform in the most as a band. It felt really at home for us. It was a very small party, but it was a great gig. And the big news is actually this. Wait for it. So the big news is actually this. Since they're a pretty big team, they actually have a show that follows them around, kind of a documentary style thing called Under the Shell. And they have a time slot, 9:30 on Saturday, and I think the rerun is on Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning on Comcast Sportsnet. But we will be on TV. Our music will be used as the score for the entire episode, I'm told. The Suburban Project's on TV! Oh my god, the Suburban Project's on TV. We're also going to get the unedited footage of everything they shot at the party, and we'll put that up for you guys as soon as possible. So aside from the fact that we'll just be on TV, we also played a couple of our original songs, including one that we heard would be prominently featured in the episode. We played our single, Hindsight, which is a great link into the next big news for you guys. Wait for it again! Okay, the second piece of big news is that coming soon, we will release our first copyrighted, I guess you could say legitimate, single out there for you guys, and it will be Hindsight, polished, clean, and everything. And I'm working on finishing a lot of the tracks for it now, and it sounds great. I'm going to do all the vocal overdubs tomorrow and all the overdub guitars, and then hopefully I'll be able to mix it and produce it throughout the next week, and it'll be done for you guys hopefully before I head back to UMD on the 22nd. So I hope to have the single released before the 22nd of January. Updates on the release of that will be soon to follow. Big piece of news number 3 is that, yes, it'll be a single that's being released hopefully very soon, but the first EP that we will release will be 6 or 7 songs of our original stuff, and that is also currently in production. And it's coming along quite nicely. We're almost finished with the songwriting portion for all 7 songs, and we're feeling pretty good about where that is, and we'd like to get that out hopefully before the next couple months pass. That'll be ready for you guys soon as well. Leo was always the best lead singer of the band. I think Luke would be a better lead guitar player. But as always, the drummer's forgotten, but it is definitely necessary to have Chewy on the drum set. Absolutely. Magical changing camera angle of joy. Alright, I wanted to do something really quick for any of the guitar players that listen and like all the work we're doing, because I'm a guitar player too, if you haven't noticed. And I like to share a lot of really neat ideas that are on the brain. And I'll probably be filming, kind of stream of consciousness coming up over the next couple days, weeks, months, any ideas that come into my head, so I can share them all with you and get your feedback on them. This is more of a lick type thing that I like to use over any kind of 1-4-5 progression. One of the licks you can just pull right out of the bag and have it ready to go right then and there. It's got a lot of color and gives your playing a lot of personality. It helps if you're at the high dynamic of your solo, kind of the area of the solo where you want to be a little bit more flashy, maybe a little bit more dynamic and crazy with your playing, because you've already built the dynamics of your solo up to this point. Alright, so here's the lick. Alright, so here's the lick slow. Alright, Alright, now to clue you in on a couple of the things that are going on here, it's definitely a pretty slick, kind of, really fast-paced, eighth note, constant pulse type of lick. There's a lot of hybrid picking going on. It's something I do a lot. For a guy that tried to get really good at alternate picking and then discovered going back to legato picking, which I started out doing, a la George Harrison, definitely helps play some really quick fusion style licks. So you slide up from the 11th to the 12th on the high E string. Make sure the slide itself has a really even pace that fits with the rest of the lick, because this itself is a note. You want this note, this minor third, to resolve to the major third. And then going on, you pick back onto the 8th fret. It's not a pull off. So far we have, and then moving on we have a slide with your preferably ring finger, whatever finger you like to use for slides. You have a slide from the 11th down to the 10th fret on the B string, and then a pull off onto the 8th fret. So you have, Alright, so the next part, after you slide down from the 11th to the 10th and then to the 8th on the B string, so after that pull off, you're going to go 10 on the G string and then hybrid pick with your ring finger, your middle finger. I just really don't want to flick you off. You're going to hybrid pick the 8th back on the B string. So you're going to go, you see the action that's getting on with my fingers right there? So that's what we have so far. When you hit this note, you're going to slide down from the 8th to the 6th and then fret the 8th on, excuse me, you're going to fret the 8th on the G string. So when you hybrid pick going from here, the hybrid pick is actually a slide down from the 8th to the 6th. So that's what we have so far. And you're getting that nice blue note, which would work really well over major or minor, in this case C or A minor pentatonic blues. After you hybrid pick those last two patterns, you're going to kind of skip, if the pattern continues, you're going to kind of skip the next hybrid pick that would occur, and you're going to go, so you're going to hybrid pick right on the 5 without sliding between the 6 and the 5. You're going to go, and now, surprise, we are home in the standard A minor pentatonic blues box. So far we have this. Normally this is where I would say, let yourselves be free and noodle inside the box like most of us can. But the way that the rest of the lick goes is actually, after you hit this note, you're going to hit that ring finger again with that position we've been on the past two patterns, and you're going to slide really aggressively between the 7th and the 8th fret and pull off to the 5th. And then you're going to pick the 7th right there, and then hybrid pick right back up there with your ring finger on the 5th. So far we've done the whole lick, and this is what we have. But that actually has a really strong C feel to it, but as you can see, we're in the A minor pentatonic box, so you can resolve it anyhow you want over that A, however you like. And there you go, that's the lick. As most of you know, the sadness has commenced. Justin Furlow, or the other half of the Suburban project, is back in South Carolina. However, that will not stop us. We will continue to bring you quality music. Make sure to like our Facebook page if you're on YouTube, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube feed if you're on Facebook. This is Chris from the Suburban Project. See you soon.